of course, we've already finished our invocation, so now let's have our Toastmasters promise. Okay? Can we raise our right hands for a Toastmasters promise? As a member of Toastmasters International Club, International and my club, the Dasmariñas City Toastmasters Club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, prepare all my projects to the best of my ability, basing in the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meetings assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluations, and to bring guests. Do I read it right? To bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits of Toastmasters membership, what the Toastmasters membership offers, and to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members, and to learn and grow, and to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits of Toastmasters, what the Toastmasters membership offers, and to serve my club as an officer when, it's gonna be Is that all? To bring guests to club members, I already mentioned it. To uphold the Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activity. And thank you. You may now rest your right hands. And of course, tonight, it's gonna be an important night again, not for you, and for everyone, but for the Toastmasters of the evening, actually, because this is gonna be my first time to be the host of this program. So this is quite a challenge for me, and a baptism of fire, so to speak. However, whatever the challenges are, I will make a point that I can actually bring the meeting accordingly. As a Toastmasters, or as a Toastmasters of the day, I will make sure these duties that is being assigned to me can be fulfilled very well, with the help, of course, of my role takers, all my functionaries to help me out. First, of course, let me welcome our General Evaluator in the person of TMK Miranda. A round of applause, please. Thank you. And our table topic master, it's PM, I cannot read, PM Aldrin Gonzalgo. Team Aldrin, are you there? Thank you. And of course, there's a major, or there's a changes actually happened earlier, that instead of TM Core being the topic evaluator, it's gonna be TM Ramnel Alday, and in his place, as timer previously, so TM Core will be the timer. So let's give a round of applause to both of them. TM Ramnel and TM Core. TM Core being now the timer. And of course, our grammarian who spoke earlier, Edwin Mendoza. A round of applause, please. And of course, our up counter is no other than TM Simon Herrera. A round of applause, and thank you very, very much. Again, welcome for this meeting. Our theme for tonight is, of course, the International Day of the World's Indigenous People. Why Indigenous People? This is gonna be actually on August 9. So, International Day of World's Indigenous People is celebrated every year, every 9th of August. This is to encourage people from around the world to spread the United Nations message on the protection and promotion of the rights of indigenous people, because indigenous people comprises 15% of the poorest of the poor of the world. Okay? So that is why the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights on Indigenous People came on September 13, 2007, in spite of the fact that indigenous people actually existed prior to any modern existence of humankind. In the local front, indigenous people is being protected by Republic Act 8371, otherwise known as an act to recognize, protect, and promote the rights of indigenous people, indigenous cultural communication, or people. So, with that, I hope you will be aware that we're not just only celebrating indigenous people, but we have a big part in our existence in this world. Let me walk through you what are these or who are these indigenous people. Because for some people, they all know or they just know that indigenous people just exist in the hinterlands or just exist in the hinterlands.
Recording in progress.
Okay? So, let me walk through you that word indigenous people exists in the whole part of the world, because in 90 nations there are indigenous people, and according to United Nations we are 173 nations. Okay, so Kenya, there is Kenya, in Australia, in America, these are the Native Americans or Inca. In Canada, why did I choose these developed countries to picture out these indigenous people? Because of the thinking that indigenous people do exist only in the hinterlands of the developing or the poor countries. No, even the countries or the advanced countries have their own indigenous people. Okay? Next, of course, is in Ngalop in Bhutan, when the Ngalo people look at their attire. In Siberia, the Dogon people, those are indigenous people in their own country. The Q'ero people of Peru, the Marquesan people of Polynesia, the Mochimba people of Angola and Namibia, and of course the dreaded one, the most feared indigenous people until now, can be found in Papua New Guinea. They say that these people are, hunting people just for additional diet. So these are the bully people of Papua New Guinea. And of course, the ethnic attires, these are all Filipinos. The lady and the men. And this one, the two, the upper part and the lower part are the Tagbanwas of Palawan. You can find them still in Coron, if you happen to be in Coron in your vacation. And this one is Taut Bato, is my own Aboriginal group, Taut Bato. And of course, the Mangyan of Mindoro. And of course, in the modern times, the ladies' attire is of course the patajong or the tapis, the Kodat tapis. But here in our area, we call that malong. And of course, the popular one is the northern part, Dorot. And of course, in Palawan, there's two majority indigenous people, the Palawan and the Tagbanwa. Of course, this one. And the practices and tribes and cultures. These are the normal thing that you can see when you go to the indigenous people's area. And this one in my own area in Palawan.
Basta planning tayo kung
we normally do that when we were young. And of course, Bayanihan existed a long time ago with these people planting in the hinterlands. And of course, the modern day houses. This one is for the Bajau, and this one still exists for the Tagbanwa and the Palawan people. And of course, with that, while I was mentioning earlier, the purpose of the United Nations, Rebecca Adamson actually is a fighter for the rights of the indigenous people. She said, using the latest in science and technology to shatter today's economic paradigm of insatiable individuals competing for scarce resources, planetary citizenship brings us full circle to the ancient wisdom of indigenous people and the sacredness of creation. He actually acknowledges the contribution of, she actually acknowledges the contribution of indigenous people. And Albert or Daniel Quinn said indigenous people believe that man belongs to the world, and the civilized people believe that the world belongs to the man or to man. And that's us. So we have to understand the plight of these indigenous people. So, fellow Toastmasters, tonight, as a Toastmasters of the day or the evening, it is my duty to guide you on how the proceeding should go well. We have three parts in this meeting. First, our table topics. Of course, this is where you can actually practice your skills in impromptu speaking. And the prepared speeches actually, so for tonight, we have 10 prepared speeches. So, Osam, can we give a round of applause for those brave speakers for tonight? And of course, there are changes prior to the third topic, which is evaluation session. These three segments actually are the most important or the meat of this meeting. So, the changes actually that we're actually getting, it's because of the absence of the supposed role takers, especially as evaluators. So there are PMs who cannot make it tonight. So later, I can request some of the accomplished speakers or DDPMs to have at least 2 speakers to evaluate. And the last segment is of course the evaluation session, which of course will be, as a general evaluator, will be handled by our PNK Miranda. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I may now call the table topic master of this meeting, no other than PM Aldrin Gonzalez. Let's give a round of applause to PM Aldrin. We might as well go to our second segment, which is the prepared speeches. So as I've mentioned in our group chat, the evaluator himself or herself should be the one to introduce the speaker as well. So can I call on now the Empot as well to introduce the first speaker for tonight, PM Miranda.
So right now, I am going to share to you the success formula that is being discussed on the book of Napoleon Hill. Let me ask you a question right now. Can you consider yourself a successful person? If you are, kindly type yes on the chat box. If not, kindly type no. Okay? I see. So some of you say yes, some of you say no. Okay. So actually, success is different from one person to another. It is actually a subjective word to say. Because sometimes you can say you're successful because of money. You can be successful because of the power that you have. Or you can be successful because of your family, your achievements, or the fulfillment that you have in your life. So right now, I am going to share to you the 4 success formula from the book of Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich. This is one of the classic books of Napoleon Hill. It says here that there are no limitations to the mind, except those to knowledge. Our mind have the unlimited things that we can actually think. And if you limit yourself with all the things that you're thinking, you may not be able to succeed. Because either you think positively or you think negatively, that's all in our mind. So let me go ahead and share to you the success formula. Number 1, we need to set the goals. What are the goals? Goals can either be small, it can be tremendous. Whatever you think is your goal, it actually depends on you. Goals are the things that we target. These are the things that we want to accomplish in our life. And for us to have this goal, we need to follow the SMART formula, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound or timely. Let me give you some example about it. For example, I am a person who has 150 pounds and I wanted to lose weight. Wait a minute. If that is my goal, that is very broad. I want to lose weight. Let's make it more specific. Let's say I want to lose 30 pounds. Then we need to be time-bound. For us to be time-bound, we need to put a deadline. Let's say I want to lose 30 pounds in 3 months. So that will be 10 pounds per month. And then for that 10 pounds, you need to divide that for 4 weeks. So let's say you want to have 2.5 pounds to be loose every week for you to reach that goal in 3 months. So that's how you make the SMART goal. Second one, you need to create a detailed plan for your goal. Because a goal without a plan is just a wish. If you don't create the detailed plan, how are you going to reach for your goals? We need to have the WH question. Based on my example a while ago, who will be in charge of this goal? It's me, because I am the one who wanted to lose weight. What are the things that I need to consider? My diet, the things that I'm doing every day, like exercising, and the time I sleep, and everything else that I need to consider. When am I going to start doing this thing for me to reach that goal? And then which among these things will be the first thing that I'm going to do? Where am I going to start? And then how? What will be the process that I'm going to do to reach that goal? And then why? What is the reason why you want to achieve that goal? That will be something inside us. That reason, that is our deepest why. The number 3 step on the success formula is to take the immediate action right now. It says here that action changes things. If you create your action to do your goals, if you start it right now, it might be the first step, which is the hardest step that you're going to do. But once you finish that first step, you might go to the second step, to the third step, without you realizing that you're very near to your goal. So there is no excuse. If you want to do that goal, you need to act now. Okay, that is the reason for you to achieve that goal. You can actually do researches. There is internet. You can research what are the things that you need to consider. For example, on the example that I gave a while ago about diet, you can search the internet.
I'm sorry. So, before I start, I want to do some survey. Please raise your hands if you join this Toastmaster because you want to become a better leader. Can you please raise your hand? Or you can use reactions. So I can see 3 of you, 4 of you here. Thank you. So, second one, please raise your hands if you want to become a better speaker or better communicator. Please raise your hand. Wow, so many of you. See, or most of you wanted to become a better communicator. Third, please raise your hand again if you want to become, if you want to know more people or you want to socialize with other people in this club. Please raise your hand. Or you want to have some drink after the meeting. Wow, I can see Toto, Jerry, and Buddy. Okay, thank you very much. From here, we have 3 groups of people. First, you want to become a better leader. Second, you want to become a better communicator. And third, you want to have more friends from this club. Thank you very much. Actually, for me, I joined this Toastmaster club because I want to improve my public speaking skills. Because I have some obstacle to speak in front of you. And secondly, I like to make some friends. I like to socialize with people. You can see me. I like to make friends with all of you. So please do not hesitate to accept my friendship. Thank you. Actually, for me, before I joined Toastmaster, I was an introvert person. To speak in front of people, I think I'm a slow learner for the language because I only can memorize A to Z during my standard 6 of the elementary school. Because I was studying in the Chinese school for my elementary school. Then after that, when I moved to secondary school, I use our Malaysian language. So that means I need to transform from Chinese school stream to learn another language, which is Bahasa Malaysia. Then when I entered the university, I started to use English. So that means I use primary or elementary school, I use Chinese. Secondary school, I use Bahasa Malaysia. Then university time, I need to transform my thinking to learn more English. But after that, when I joined the private company after I graduated, most of my customer or my boss are the Chinese. So we use the Chinese to communicate every day. That's why I found my weakness. I need to think in different languages, and most of the time, during my working days, I use Chinese. That's why I search for a Toastmaster club to improve my English speaking skills. Then in 2008, first time I joined Toastmaster club in Malacca, Malaysia. So I only joined for first meeting. Then after that, I just disappeared. Then after that, in 2014, I joined Dasmariñas City Toastmaster club. So that time I attended few meetings. I also joined as a role players. I also get some speeches about that time because of the typhoon. I also show to our members how the typhoon affect my farms. So, but after that also because I feel very nervous and very fear, so I disappeared for second time. So now it's my third time to join this Toastmaster club. So I think my heart never died. I still want to improve my public speaking. I still continue. And now I joined for 3 clubs. Beside this Dasmariñas City Toastmaster club, I also joined another 2 clubs in Malacca. So I think I'm so crazy now to join so many clubs. So actually in Toastmaster, beside we can practice our public speaking, we can join we can take some role players. We also have this we call mentoring program. So this is a very special program that our mentor will help us to improve our skill. They are not our coach. That everything depends on us. We set our target. We set our goals. Everything depends on us. You want to go very fast, you can go very fast. You want to slow, you want to complete your this pathway within 3 years, also no problem. It's everything depends on you. They are not forced us to do anything. So now I want to share about my mentor. I actually last year when I joined Malacca Toastmaster Club, actually I managed to make a senior distinguished Toastmaster. So he really want to share his experience and his journey to become DTM. So from him I learned about the journey how to become DTM and his passion from this Toastmaster Club. He also helped me to check my script. Sometimes I wrote my script. He also helped me to check all the script. So he also share about the good thing, high and low in Toastmaster Club. So I feel very grateful to him from all the sharing. So this is, I think, is one of the successful from this Toastmaster of this mentoring program. So I just want to have a few slides to share here. So can you see my slide here?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So from this, beside we can practice our speeches. We can learn from the role player. We also can optimize our learning through this mentoring. So this mentoring actually they are different with the coaching. They just share their experience, their journey, and everything depend on us. So mentee or protege actually is us. We are the someone to learn from the mentor. So we need to feel grateful, thankful to them. And because of the mentor, they spend their time with us. So we need to really appreciate to them. So besides that, our mentor also they will not give any judgmental advice or evaluation to us. So actually this distinguished Toastmaster, his name is Distinguished Toastmaster Chris. He requested 2 things from me. He said, first, don't mention about his name. But oh, sorry, I already mentioned here. But it's no problem. Here is Philippines. He said, don't mention his name in Malaysia class because he want to be low profile. Second thing, he said, next time you try to help other Toastmaster members who want to become a better public speakers or you want to become a better leader. So he said, next time you need to help other people. So with that, before I end my speech today, I just want to share a quote from Oprah Winfrey. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. I think this is very useful quote from Oprah Winfrey. With that, I end my presentation today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tmod, for that speech and at the same time sharing of what you've learned from Toastmasters. Not be around anymore for tonight's meeting. So instead, we now call on the evaluator of our next speaker. It's TM Ramnel Alday in lieu of TM Alex. The floor is yours, TM Ramnel, to introduce your speaker.
Presentation mastery. Level 1, researching and presenting. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. And join me with speaking this Tagalog word, Sana All, on the sustainable goals of the United Nations and their implementation on the country. Please everyone, welcome this wonderful guy who I really can see myself a lot and we can really bond a lot with. He is a man of honor, a man of valor, and a lot of intellect that he can share with us. Please share with us some knowledge that you have. My brother from another mother, Simon Anthony V. Herrera. Please, a round of applause.
Thank you very much for that introduction, DM Ramnel, my brother from another mother. Alam niyo siya. Screen visible. To begin my speech, allow me to borrow a colloquial word that has been used very much by the youth of today. The word is sana all. It is an expression that one uses whenever he or she comes across someone with a specific circumstance that he or she wishes to be in as well. So, for example, you see your friend's wallet and it's full of 20 and 500 bills. What do you say? Sana all, because I wish to have the same money as well. Now, there would be many situations where you can use this expression, but one which I shall use it on today is on the topic of environmental concerns in the Philippines, more specifically on the responsible consumption and production. For it, I have assigned a specific sana all. Sana all may ginagawa. Why, you might wonder? I think the biggest concern regarding the implementation of a green lifestyle here in the Philippines is that it is catered in such a way that it can only be practiced and by a specific socio-economic class. It has become synonymous with a luxurious lifestyle such that recycling is almost automatically means that you are rich enough that you problematize such trivial matters such as the environment. Campaigns will be channeled through social media pertaining to products that would only be affordable to some minorities. They should not be the case. Now, the United Nations have posed to us a great concern for responsible consumption and production. And if we are to address it, I think we need to bring the topic back to a national scale, not one that is specific to the middle or upper class people. And we need the cooperation of the whole country so that hindi tayo mapapansan all the ginagawa. Okay, so allow me to set up a scenario. Okay, so there's a household, it's averagely earning, and they are told to recycle. They're likely response would be that it's easy enough to recycle. It's very easy to recycle. But I ask you, go to the slums of Tondo, where you would find the lowest of the low, and ask them to recycle. What would be their likely response? I'm pretty sure you would be met with a shrug. Because their response would be that they could barely even scrounge up the money to find food. And you want them to problematize responsible consumption and production? And thus here comes our problem. When it comes to a proper response to the United Nations SDG, it is that the efforts of those people that are really recycling are disregarded by reasons that some people are in much more dire circumstances that they cannot participate in recycling. If we are to tackle this issue, we need to find a solution not only for responsible consumption and production, but also towards poverty. And we need to kill two birds in one stone, as they say. So first, let me define what this SDG means. The UN defines it as doing more and better with less. Now, it also means about recouping economic growth from environmental degradation and increasing resource efficiency and promoting sustainable lifestyles. Essentially, it's an accompaniment mindset that we need to keep while we do our day-to-day consumer's lifestyle. Now, this SDG also prompts governments to promote such a lifestyle that would take into consideration the amount of waste that someone produces and the responsibility and accountability for the impact that their activities might have towards the environment. Besides that, companies are also pressured to ensure that their production does not harm the environment that they are in. And they would have full accountability until the disposal of that product. But above all, it gives the sense of responsibility towards the citizen to consume at a pace that is just right. So you might be wondering how it is implemented in the Philippines. The National Economic Development Authority released their action plan that intends to tackle this issue that the UN has proposed. Within their action plan was a vision of what they want to acquire after the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. Number one, matatag, or they want to strengthen the relationship of people among social groups. And number two, maginhawa, or they want to create a lifestyle that will be free from danger and that would be accessible to comfort. And panatag, or they want to ensure a lifestyle that would be free from the anxieties of running out from the necessities that they need. And everything that has been at work with local government units to have this. But like we stated at the start, this effort will be wasted if we begin thinking, or if some of us begin thinking that our social class is the reason to not practice sustainable living. Now, I firmly think that first and foremost, for any implementation of or activity for authorities to make the campaign national and not just social. And this campaign will affect us all. How? Well, first, if the resources start to deplete, and become scarce, we all know that when the price comes to a higher cost, these people will be the first to start because we know the law of supply and demand, and people will be the first to experience that hike in the price. Secondly, if waste and social class is the problem, then why don't we tackle them both in the same manner? A good example of this would be this company called Dasmariñas, wherein they sell bags of artisan quality and they hire women who are earning below minimum wage, and these women would then make this bags. Not only do we solve the problem of poverty, but also we resolve the problem of responsible consumption and production. It's a win-win situation. And lastly, to re-emphasize the first point, we should not channel this campaign towards consumers like Save the Turtles or Register, although they are good. These are problems that, as we have stated and pointed out, are of no concern to these people. And why should they care about saving turtles when they can barely save themselves? Instead, we need to have this campaign that would be viable not only for the middle and upper class, but also those people below the poverty line. Because let's face it, there's a number of good hearts that practices green living, and but majority of the country still does not. Now there's this excuse and that excuse that there's a lot more they could pull whenever the time is right, that they're in much more dire circumstances. If we want to truly address this issue, there needs to be a solidarity among us. And we all need to cooperate and give our best efforts and hope that we can honestly we won't be wishing sana all may ginagawa, but rather we'd be proudly saying that in our country, all may ginagawa. Thank you, and back to you, Dasmariñas.
Thank you very much for that wonderful speech. And thank you for teaching. Our supposedly next speaker, the evaluator, is not yet around, but she promised to be with us sooner. So instead, DTM Bernardino Mazor. Wow.
Bonjour, bonjour. Bonjour, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I'm actually from the tribe of Italy, Italiano, Ilocano. I mean, I'm from the Eta tribe because of my curly hair, and I'm from La Union, so I'm also an Ilocano. So, combined with that, I'm an Italiano from Italy, the social term for that. And yes, we have an exciting speaker this evening. In fact, he represents the Tagalog tribe. And he will be delivering a level 4 elective project with the objective of to practice the skills needed to effectively use public relations strategies for any group or situation. And it is under the effective coaching path. So imagine that we have a great mentor here. He is coaching many of our Toastmasters, in fact, in Dasmariñas City Toastmasters Club. In fact, he is the new mentor of Toastmaster Core. So, and the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. the title of this speech is Background Check. So let us all welcome the host of Terrific Occasions, our very own distinguished Toastmaster, the Tagalog tribe leader, distinguished Toastmaster, Toto Quirido. You may now take the floor, sir. I think Toto is not around.
I'm here.
All right.
A week ago, the phone rang and I answered. Somebody asked me,
Sir Toto, we'd like to invite you to our program. Would you like to sing a countryman?
of course, the Filipino musical lover in me said yes and even gave her a sample. Lagi kitang naaalala kahit na pilitin ko limutin ka. Sa ating puso ay nakalarawan pag-ibig mo na sama. And that is the most classic countryman that I can think of. In fact, what he said, lagi kitang naalala would be the number one sample of a countryman. And the lady said,
Great song, sir, but we'd like you to sing Pilipinas Kong Mahal.
and I said, Madam, let me elucidate you on some of the differences of some of the Filipino songs. And I said to her, we have the Uyayi or the lullaby. Sana'y di magmahali ang dati kong araw. O tahana, lumawit ko sa bisya ang nanakasiyan. Or the folk songs, Awiting Bayan. Ay sarap-sarap na sayaw na I told her, Madam, you're probably thinking of a makabayan or a nationalistic song. May bayan ko'y dahil ikaw, Pilipinas kong mahal. I don't forgive you for singing out those Filipino songs. After all, this is Buwan ng Wika. But fellow Toastmasters, I saw in that conversation, by the way, I said yes still, but I haggled that they changed the part of the program from Kundiman to Awiting Makabayan. Because truly, I would not agree they would not define that kind of song with the right term. Then, it dawned out to me that we are rich in music. We are rich in culture, but still we do not understand most of them, if not all of them. And I even explained to her that you were saying Kundiman, and Kundiman says kung hindi man, if you do not or will not love me. Let's just put it as a nationalistic song or Awiting Makabayan. Fellow Toastmaster, by a show of hands, can you tell me what group this is I'm showing on my screen? Huh? Can you type it in the chat box or just shout it out on your microphone? Do you know what group this is? Can you see it? Can you see it?
Not yet.
No, we can.
You can't. Okay. Here.
Yes.
BTS! Bangtan sa
BTS!
Kanta na eh.
Yay! Thumbs up with that. BTS. How about this next group? Let me show you the next group.
That is
Hey.
Blackpink.
No, the next group.
Okay, sorry.
Yes. How about this next group?
I knew it. It's a trap.
Philippine Madrigal Singers.
Very good, distinguished Toastmaster Lamed. This group is world-renowned, multi-awarded, one of the best choirs, if not the best choir in the world. But sadly, we do not know them. Well, in this photo, I can see 5 of them are my kumares and compadres because a few members have become friends. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, let's do a background check. A background check not on them, but on us. How come we do not understand we do not know, or probably never heard, of the best singers in our country? We are not prohibited from listening to world music. We are not prohibited from coloring our hair or wearing these short skirts or probably doing the groove of BTS and Blackpink and all the other international bands and things. But then again, let us do a background check on how well we understand our Filipino culture, especially our music, which is rich, which is found on our own roots. I remember way back when I was very active in the choral scene. We rehearsed for 4 hours and it will take us 1 or 1.5 hours to understand the background of the song, who composed it, the tribe who sang it, or how the song was meant to be. And that is how it is. And so I encourage everyone in this room, as we become globalized, as we understand the rest of the world, as we appreciate the quality of entertainment all over the world, let us go back to our roots. Let us examine ourselves. A background check on our true background, our roots as Filipino, our roots that will help us even more understand the path that we are going through. We go understand the roots, we understand the beginnings of our athletes, how they struggle to become winners. We also must, and I encourage you to go back, take a look, research, understand our Filipino music, our Filipino culture. After all, it's the only one we got because this is our country. I hope that on Monday you sing with me for our program for the Division Day. Ang bayan ko'y tanging ikaw,
Pilipinas kong mahal,
ang
suko at buhay man sa iyo'y bibigay. Nagampanan na lagi kang paglingkuran, ang amoy babantayan, Pilipinas ko mahal.
That to you is the Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Diti and Toto, for that wonderful speech. You already elucidated to us or to me what Linggo ng Wika will be like this coming weeks or week. Thank you for that, Diti and Toto.
Because of a fact that had happened. That's
fate accomplished. If you were able to watch Kingdom, that Netflix movie, wherein there is this little girl named Ashley who risked her life trying to look for the rare plant that will tend.
History: the city of Dasmariñas started as a barrio of Imus, and in 1867, it was made as an independent municipality. The Spanish government named the town Perez Dasmariñas in honor of the Spanish Governor General of the islands from 1590 to 1593. 250 Chinese housemen whom he had hired to work murdered him. His son, Don Luis Perez Dasmariñas, also lost his life in the hands of the Chinese in 1603. Don Gomez Perez Dasmariñas was well remembered because he was the one who initiated the fortification of Intramuros and Fort Santiago. Perez Dasmariñas was formerly a visita of Imus, which was founded by the Recollect Fathers in 1975. Takamarin de Piedra, owned by the Recollectors, was used as the first church of Dasmariñas upon its division, while the residents were constructing a new one. According to the records, the first settlers must have arrived in 1861. We are believed to be the families to Gil Tirona Vicente Guevara, Eleuterio Gueda, and Eustaquio Olme. The town of Dasmariñas became a battlefield during the revolution in 1896 to 1897. After capturing the town of February 25, 1897, the Spaniards burned all the houses and buildings in the population except the Catholic Church. Hundreds of its inhabitants died in the fighting. Noted Filipino generals like Flaviano, Yenko, and Crispulo Aguinaldo died in action during the aforesaid encounters. In 1905, during the early American regime, the town of Dasmariñas became again a barrio of Imus and remained a part of the same town until 1907, when it was again made by separate municipality during the incumbency of Provincial Governor Antero Soriano. In that year, the name Perez was dropped or deleted through the efforts of Captain Placido Campos, Francisco Barsaga, and Felipe Terona. The growing congestion and outward urban expansion of the metropolitan Manila Asia had set a favorable development atmosphere for the town. As one of Cavite's lowland towns situated within the Metro Manila urban influence area, the improvement of road corridors and the road linkages coverages within the area, thus providing for its rapid development. The changing outlook of the town as a traditional agricultural town to a fast urbanizing town serves as telltale, a sign of its fast-paced development. Now, with a population of about 379,520 people and with the development of resettlement areas virtually give imputes for a new town. The town now is experiencing the establishment of several industries and subdivision development. Apparently, town's economy and the development trend of progressively being structured and reoriented towards urban progress. Products and services of City Dasmariñas is one of the fastest growing local government units in the province of Cavite. Numerous commercial establishments which include major shopping malls, fast foods, mostly concentrated in the city center of central business district. Industrial establishments are located in the outskirts of the city. From an agriculture-based economy, the town of Dasmariñas has evolved in a highly urbanized, commercialized, and industrial city. It now boasts of 3 industrial estates, namely the First Cavite Industrial Estate, the FCIC, in Barangay Langkaan, Dasmariñas Industrial Technopark located in Barangay Palipar, NHA Industrial Park in Bagong Bayan. Aside from these industries, areas there are 240 areas, other factories, businesses, establishments, scattered in the different barangays that sum of the total 309 operational industries in the city of Dasmariñas. The rapid growth of the city's population near universities, industrial estates, and factories provides a ready market for real estate ventures for such subdivisions, apartments, and other support services in its infrastructure products involving major roads and widening support the city in functional role of one of the residential, commercial, industrial, university centers of Cavite. To protect its environment, Dasmariñas has adopted
mag-subscribe, ring the bell, mag-like, comment, at i-share mo na.